What up, world, and welcome back to the Deep Dive Podcast. We are now on part 2 of my high school experience. So, as I'm recording this today, at part 1, just listen to that. So if you haven't listened to part 1, go listen to it. So everything will start to make sense as I speak upon it. So you have a better understanding as we go along. So we're on part 2. This is now sophomore year. So it's 2014, 2015. I actually had to remember what happened in sophomore year because I couldn't remember to save my life. This year was about, Sweet 16s and, learning more about people. So sophomore year, again, if you remember from previous video, I got my nickname. I was in that top percentile of popular kids and all that. So year comes, summer goes, year comes around. We start off fresh. Now we're sophomore. We already have, 1 year under our belts in high school. We're in year 2. And now we're in that top percentile. As I said, this is 2014 to 2015. This is where Sweet 16s come into play and other things. To what I remember, it was definitely interesting in a lot of ways. Things did happen. We're going to start out with Halloween. So, Halloween, was a time that, people had an outfit. They had an outfit for Friday, an outfit for Saturday, an outfit for Halloween, and an outfit for school. Like, these people went out and spent money on Halloween costumes. I had the same Halloween costume for years. I threw on a jersey, a t-shirt. I didn't care too much for going out and buying a Halloween costume. Not at all. If I had something I could wear, I would. So, this year, since I was in that percentile, I was invited to a Halloween party. Don't remember what day of the week was, but I was invited. But I never got the invitation on Facebook, which was kind of weird, but I was shown that I was invited on Facebook. So, show up to this girl's house. She has security there, like at the front door. And they're not on the list. I'm like, can you just go find her? Like, I was invited. I just never showed up on my phone. And then she came. She said, cool, all good. Now, the night has already been interesting because I was doing my own thing. I got there maybe a little later. Already some shit went down. Stuff was said. I tried to say hi to everyone when I got there. And, emotions were already high. And we're going to put it as that, walking around, just trying to enjoy my time. Mind you, I'm completely sober. Now, I mentioned this to the fact because I knew there was drinking done before and done there. It essentially turned out to be you either dancing or making out with someone. That's how this party was, as I remember it. So, make my rounds, talk to people, just trying to have a good time. And let's see, how do I... So, I mind my own business. I'm just there to have a good time. So it gets later and, some of the girls are wearing either like teacher or schoolgirl outfits. And I'm trying not to curse explicitly here. But some dude, I can't remember who it was, said, go tell that girl she's I think it wasn't too bad. I think it was a bitch. We're gonna use that just in case it wasn't, but I'm like, nah, dude, I ain't about that. I ain't gonna do that. So he says, yo, this girl, he says, Will thinks you're a bitch. I get slapped straight up in the face. Mind you, this girl has already had incidents this evening. So I'm like in shock. I'm like, that did not just happen. And I went to go move my arms, and I was stopped because everyone got involved, and people thought I punched her. But people got in the middle because I got slapped hard. Like, there was no need for this. And I'm like, yo, I did not say that. He said that. So I got slapped for no reason. And then it was a whole argument. We both got separated. And then her group of friends came after me. I'm like, yo, y'all need to chill. Like, y'all got it wrong. Y'all are in the wrong. I got slapped. And then when retaliation could have happened, it didn't. And, I had people's backs. And at that point, I went home. And it was definitely the weekend, because I remember Monday morning was terrible. Now, mind you, as I said, there was already issues with this girl at this party already. I got praised for attempting to what I was gonna do. I'm like, I didn't mean for that to happen. I don't do that. But I was getting praised because of what she said to someone else earlier that night. It was just a mix of things. I got dirty looks for a little bit, but it was what it was. We got past it, as you'll understand in a little bit. But so yeah, and then that was Halloween, and then the Sweet 16 comes around. So I got invited. I went to 3 Sweet 16 parties. One was December, the other one was January, and the other one was right after the year ended. Before, like school, like graduation just happened, and then, that weekend it was a Sweet 16 party. So, I was like, well, William, if you're in the top percentile, why didn't you get invited to more Sweet 16 parties? I just didn't. It was weird. I even asked them, like, hey, why wasn't I invited? And they're like, oh, shit, I forgot. That's my bad. I'm like, you're all good. It's all good. Again, I had my own life, too. I may have not attended everything, but, there was a fair share. And some things just, depending on where your birthday fell. Like, I even tried to have my own Sweet 16, but it fell through. So, and Instagram was kind of becoming a thing. That's where I had to go back and look. So I remember looking at photos. I'm like, and people want to take photos with me, because I posted. I would post them every so often. I had a running of weeks of just posting photos and just going at it. So, yeah. Parties were parties. I did not drink at a single one. I went to these events to enjoy and remember the times. So as I said, the incident that happened on Halloween, I was invited to her Sweet 16, so we clearly got past it. I made her, I forget what I got her. Actually, I don't even remember. I do remember, I think I got her a frame that said her Sweet 16 on it, and my mom helped me make it. Something different. Just how it was. But, just how the year was. And then trying to think. Again, baseball tryouts came around. We were indoors again. Didn't make the team. But, that's just... this is now year 2 of JV, trying to make JV, and I didn't. It was interesting. the first 16 party, it was the first one I went to, and you know, I feel like my mom was nervous, and it was like a new experience, even though her first kid in high school, and trying to text a guy, just trying to make sure everything's yo, and and he was getting frustrated, which really had no right to. Like, dude, you invited me. I just want to make sure I'm wearing the right thing so I don't look out of place. It was an all black party, so, but, then the other Sweet 16, mind you, if you had a Sweet 16, you had, again, depending on how you want to have the party, but this Sweet 16 was at, if anyone's seen The Great Gatsby and where that is, the area is actually where I'm from. So, the castle, there's a little side room. That's where the party was. So, another one of them was in the city, and then the other one, like Queens. The other one, I don't even remember where it was, but it was a big venue. So, but I had fun. I had plenty of pictures. I know I have plenty of memories to look back on, good and bad. And that's how it was. Year went on. Some other things did happen, and I tell you, listen with dim ears. Very few people know what happened in 10th grade with me. So, just getting into social media and trying to understand it. I had Facebook, I had Instagram, I had Snapchat, I had Twitter, I had all of it. As I said, I had to go back on Instagram to figure out how to remember sophomore year. But, Snapchat was still kind of new. This was, for me at least, 2014, 2015. Again, I'm 15, 16 years old. So, but someone added me on Snapchat, and it was an inappropriate name that I will not repeat on here due to the fact that it was bad. Not like bad is like up there, but it was like on a scale, it's like probably like right here in bad. So, but mind you, the name of said person clearly has other intentions with their life. I don't know. I think I know how it ended up happening, but at the time, I didn't even know who was on the other side of the phone. So, I received a very, very explicit photo. It was actually pretty disgusting. My good buddy Justin, he knows what it was. He actually was involved in the incident. But in the end of it all, it was not pretty. And the cops had to get involved because, I guess it was a relationship, and I got targeted, and dude, the boyfriend showed up with his buddies. They egged my house, and brought a fake weapon. At the time, I thought it was real, but it was fake. So the cops had to get involved. The school had to get involved, and somehow I got in trouble. And I'm like, you're kidding me, right? The dude, this is how this all happened. Nothing, and of course, this is like round baseball traps. I'm like, I need to come back for baseball trap. Again, my assistant, principal, complete asshole, had really no forgiveness. You'll learn more about him in part 4 when we get there. I don't even know if he still works there. I don't think he shouldn't have a job. Really didn't see like the big part of the issue. It was handled, but the fact of, yes, this was during, I think it was during like a break, so it was off school property, not but we were in the same grade. I felt my life was in danger. I didn't trust him. I didn't want him around me. He got his own consequences. His buddies got in trouble as well. Them not so much a trouble, but the main guy in it all did. The only reason I'm not saying names is because names are not needed to be involved. If they listen to my podcast, they know exactly who they are. And they know I don't care what they're doing now. Some people I know what they're doing. Good for them. Some people I don't, and I don't care. At this time, I'm still not in the wrong. I did what I felt was necessary. What I received, yes, did I ask? Yeah. But what I received was criminal. So, even for, yes, again, I know I'm 16 and, it is what it is. But I only asked. If I got nothing, no big deal. But what I got was criminal. It was a highly disturbing photo. The fact that someone thought like that is disgusting. As I said, very few people actually know what I'm talking about. I'm not gonna, as I said, I'm gonna try to keep this as dim to the ears as possible. Not trying to, but it was that part. As I said, I did get suspended for a few days. Completely BS. Should have not been suspended at all. I do see, like, because I asked, but like, you can't go tell me anyone else wouldn't do that based off the name of the person. As I said, the name involved, activity, and such sort. But again, I believe 9 times out of 10 someone would do that. Again, young-minded, still learning about all that. So, but it is what it is. It's in the past. Personally, I have not seen any of those people since. Either since that moment or since the end of graduation of high school. So, I said, didn't make the baseball team, finished out the year, and I do remember going to my first opening day. We'll talk about some good things now. I went to my first opening day. It was Yankee Stadium. It was April 1st. So it's cold. So this is 2015. So this is A-Rod's redemption year, and where he goes off and hits 33 home runs. We make the wild card, and we lose to the Houston Astros that year. I don't talk much sports and like the good aspects, but like, I tried to go to at least one baseball game a year. Talking the previous year, 2014 at the start of the year, went to Derek Jeter's, little ceremony thing, saw him play one last time at Yankee Stadium before the end of it all. And you go back to the year before, went to Moe's thing. Baseball was a big part of my life. And, as much, and, I was offered to go to games. I tried to go as much as I did when I was offered, and I tried to go at least once myself. So, for 2014, 2015, getting there, in September to April again. I don't think I went back until 2016, and that was the day after Judge came up. So, but that was sophomore year. As I said, this go back, listen to part 1. How did we get to even being this top percentile? You'll understand how, and then you'll understand this whole aspect of how everything went down. So, as I said, I only went to 3 parties. I could have gone to more. I blame, some people just maybe didn't want me there. Cool. We don't talk. Now some people actually literally just totally forgot. That's cool too. Again, maybe it was a weekend I was doing something. I had my own life as well. So, but it is what it is. As we're only on part 2. There's still another 2 parts to this, and more will divulge. So, but I look back on it. Yeah, things happen. It sucks. It did. It happened. It's over. We've learned from it. So, but that was sophomore year. Nothing, it was a little more interesting than freshman year, but, not much. So, so that's part 2. That's all I got for y'all. Remember, like, subscribe, turn on notifications so you never miss new podcasts. Remember, on Spotify and YouTube. So when you hear this, this will be the 20th. So next week, the 27th, you'll get part 3 from me, and that will be junior year. So, but that is it. I hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll catch you on the next one.